Hey everyone, workout of the day time coming at you. Yesterday we had a nice burner. Today what we're going to work on is a little bit of strength with a side of burn in the core. All right. So what we have for you guys in terms of the work set, myself, Linda, are going to take you through this one today. I'm going to walk you through head to toe our body wake up. Pretty brief one. So if you want to add anything else into there for you, for yourself, please do so. Don't hesitate. All right. Moving then, we're going to walk you through. What we're going to walk you through is one round of this with some explanation. So we're going to work through our plank lean, so working on that side-to-side action through our plank or our table if you want to work on that, but making sure we're staying strong through the shoulders. Into our forearm plank with toe point, which for some of you who've never done the toe point, we'll walk Linda through it. You guys can see her taking that down as we get through the warm-up. And then you're going to move through our side plank reach through. So again, a couple options for this one on the knee, in our supported position, or in our full side plank. So again, we'll have full demonstrations for you during that warm up with Linda. And then we're going to move on to our belly for our arch up. And we'll show you two variations of that. All right. So again, we're going to do one round. Up here, if you'd like to take down 2 to 3 rounds, all right, take it down, have fun with it, get ready, get warm. All right. Our strength set today, we're going to use a bench, a chair, some sort of apparatus to do some bent rows. So we'll talk about the finer tunings of that as we need to. But if you have a chair, there's a few things you can do with this. You can use your hand on the back at the edge. You can put your knee down and you can get yourself set up. You can use this like so, just to get in the angle. And you can also, if you need to, if you can't kneel, you can use the back of the chair to get yourself set up, staying square in your body so that you can use that arm in your bent row and support yourself with that single arm. So there's lots of different ways you can do this. A bench, a chair, multiple different ways to play with this. And if you have any questions about it, shoot us any questions and we'll give you some other options. All right? But for that, we'll get that out of the way for now. And we'll continue on, because what we're going to work through is a single arm dumbbell or kettlebell bent row, which we'll talk about. 7 to 10 per side. From there, single arm dumbbell or kettlebell, depending on what you have at home. Shoulder press or push press, depending on what weight you have at home. So you can either work on a strict press, you can work on a push press for overhead. What we're looking for is some overhead pressing of some sort. All right, again, 7 to 10 reps per side. All right. After each set, 90 seconds to 2 minutes of rest. All right, and you're going to take that down for 5 rounds. All right. We're also going to talk about a few things with tempo. So if you have a lighter dumbbell and you're like, oh, this is easy to do some presses with, we're going to do a round of tempo and a round of regular paced movement. So you can explore that idea of a smooth tempo with hold to a tempo down. So it depends on what kind of loading you have and where you want to play with that. Okay? So lots of options here. We'll talk about that in the work set. We're going to do 1 round of regular, 1 round of tempo. Then what we're going to do is put Linda through this burner here. So what we have is 5 rounds. We have 20 seconds of hollow ups, and we'll show you some different options for the hollow up. Right into 10 seconds of a hollow hold. All right. Then you're going to go right into tuck hollow with extension, and we'll show you some options there. Even a seated, like an upright variation, and some tuck hollow holds for 10 seconds. Then you're going to rest anywhere from 30 to 90 seconds. So if you're like a core ninja, all right, less rest, more burn. If you're like, I need a moment, all right, which is totally legit, all right, a little closer to the 90-second time frame. All right, you can play with that and see how it feels, and you can change it as the workout goes. All right, so give it a chance to kind of see how it settles with you, and then decide on a rest period. All right, and then we'll hit that for 5 rounds. All right, finishing up, we're going to do 1 round of this with some demo for you guys, but you guys can take this down anywhere from 2 to 3 rounds. Single leg bridge, 5 aside. Into our bridge, 10 to 20. If you'd like to lightly load it, you can. Our purpose of this is just to open up the hips a little bit after all this hollowing. And then we're going to move into our crab extension for 5 to 10 and baby cobra 5 to 7. I will be demonstrating these things. We're getting Linda to demonstrate them as we go through our work sets. So if you're like, I don't know what some of those are, don't worry. All right, watch the video some more and you will see those demonstrations. And if you have any other questions, please ask. All right, let's let's get ourselves ready. All right, everyone, here we go. Body wake up time. I am going to turn to the side. Lynn is going to face you so you can see two different angles of your positions for these movements if you'd like to see them. But we're going to walk you through it. If you want to add more in, please do so. Just pause the video and then add more to your warm-up if you'd like. But for now, let's get our feet underneath of our hips. We're going to stand nice and tall. We're going to take the arms big and tall up overhead. We're going to reach to one side, and then we're going to come through, reach to the other side. We'll come back up to this tall ceiling, and then scratch our back, and then reach through the elbow gently. Come back up, big stretch. Scratch your back again on the other side. Big reach. Good. Big stretch overhead. And then we're going to forward fold, sending those hips way back. Touch those toes. We're going to walk with the shins. Come back down. We're going to frame a foot and then step back into your lizard. From that position, we're going to lower the back knee down. Press the hip. Come back to center. Press the hip. Back to center. And press the hip. And back to center. We're going to press the heel. Inside hand's going to scoop way up. And again, we're going to rotate. Bring that forearm to the floor if you can, or wherever you got to. Big stretch to the sky. Rotate. And then big stretch to the sky. And rotate. And then big stretch. And bring that hand down. The outside hand now is going to reach way up. Big stretch. Plant it down. We're going to step back into our plank. Extend our hips way up to the ceiling. And then come back into our plank and step the other foot up. Any way you can. We're going to take that back knee down again. Press the hip. Back to center. Press the hip. Back to center. And press the hip. And back to center. Press the heel back. Inside hand's going to scoop way up. We're going to rotate. Forearm to the floor. Big stretch. Forearm to the floor. Big stretch. And forearm to the floor. And big stretch. Plant the hand. Outside hand, reach way up. Come back down. Step back into your plank. And then from here up into your down dog, soft knees, soft heels, and then lower into your table. From here, we're going to make sure our hands are under our shoulders, our hips are under, or over our knees, I should say. And we're going to pull the shoulders together, press up into your cat-cow, reach, roll up into your table. Now we'll take the right hand up, big stretch, thread it through. And then come back up, and then plant that hand, other side, big reach, thread it through, back up, plant that hand, cat-cow, tilted reach, roll up, neutral table, set the hip, pull the shoulders together, press them away, curl the toes, extend up into your down dog again, nice and slow, into your plank. Hold there, tucking the pelvis, press your shoulders, and then tiptoe your feet and hands together. We're going to roll ourselves up, big stretch. You can clasp your hands if you like, big reach and stretch. Reach and stretch. And then we'll come down with those hands. And we'll get ready for our warm-up. All right, so if you'd like to add more, do so. But for now, we're going to start showing you these next movements. So Lynn is going to come into the middle, and she's going to face the side. So you guys can see, we're going to move into our plank leans. So she's going to come into her plank here. We'll show some from the front as well. But she's going to be pressing up through her shoulders and squeezing through her pelvis and elbow or her glutes. And then she's going to shift side to side, nice and slow. Working on staying active through the shoulders. Good, couple more. Nice. And she's staying super strong in that position as she shifts. If you'd like to add a second or two per side, you can. We'll do two more. And then we'll flip angles so you can see from the front. So we go back and forth, and then we'll come into the front position. So she sets her plank again, and she's just going to shift side to side for a couple reps, and just work through that positioning. Good. A couple more. Just back and forth, staying super tight, and good. From here, she's going to lower down into her forearm plank, and we'll get her to turn to the side again for us. We'll get her to walk around on her gonna come down into her plank. Her shoulders are gonna be super strong. She's gonna be strong through her glutes. And now she's just gonna alternate pointing her toes. Yep, and her legs are gonna stay relatively still and just point the toe and then alternating back and forth for about 20 seconds. So she's gonna keep going for a couple more, just kind of working. We're not worrying so much about how high the leg comes. We're just more so worrying about that point, all right, and staying super level and flat, okay? A couple more, we'll balance it out, one more per side. Good. And then she's gonna come back into her tabletop and just relax for a second. So we're moving into her side plank reach through. So these can be really challenging sometimes. So she's gonna go from her plank, her tabletop. She's gonna extend her far leg from me out and turn to the side as she finds her supported side plank. So her hand is over her shoulder, her other shoulder, and her other hand. We'll just back it up just a bit. Yup. And now from here, she's gonna slowly rotate through as she reaches towards the bench and just take it to end range and come back up. And then she's gonna come back through. And then she's gonna come back up. And then from here, she's gonna straighten her leg out and she's gonna show you the other variation from her full plank. And she's gonna come through nice and slow, and then come back up, and then nice and slow, and then she's gonna come back up. Good, now she's gonna do a couple more reps, except she's gonna turn and face the opposite direction, so you can see it from the other side. So we're gonna get you guys set up. She's gonna set up in her supported side plank first. Shoulder over top of the hand, hand, shoulder. And she's gonna rotate through, reaching towards you guys this time. Just taking it to end range. If you go too quickly during these movements, you might end up on your butt. I've done it a few times. It doesn't feel good, but you can laugh it off and then continue on. Then she's gonna straighten her leg out. And she's gonna get a couple more reps again through this full plank. Remember, it's not about the side plank, so if you have issues with the rotation, keep your knee down. There's nothing wrong with that, all right? So she's doing a really good job there. Good. And then from here, we'll get her to come back to center, and she's gonna lay on her stomach. And what we're gonna go through now is the arch out. We're gonna go through two variations. So she's on her stomach, her eyes are down, toes are pointed, and squeezing together. And at her own pace, she's gonna reach long, and then she's gonna lower down. I like to work with my breathing as I inhale up and expand, and then exhale down, relax. Couple more, inhale up and down, and then inhale up and down. And once you think about lengthening, we'll get one more double. And then what she's gonna do is she's gonna move the breathing at her own pace and relax. And she's gonna do one hand, one foot as we alternate back and forth. Good, at her own pace, she's gonna get about 6 reps in here. And what we want to think about is reaching long, super far as we lengthen the spine. So that's our primary focus with this movement right here, is that long, long reach. So she's gonna finish her 6. I'm gonna put my hand here just to stop that foot from coming too high. She can focus on the length. And then she's working on that nice smooth movement there. Good. And then she comes back up and we'll relax. So that is a quick demo of these first pieces, all right? Again, that's one round up there on the board, 2 to 3. So if you'd like to take some time to do more rounds of that, pause this right now and then come back to us for the next phase. But for now, we're gonna move into our strength section, all right? So we're gonna pull the bench out and we're gonna get this bench right in the middle. We're gonna do one round with the dumbbell and then one round with the kettlebell. And the kettlebell is the one we're gonna have the tempo with, even though you can still do it with both. So Linda's gonna get set up. So just like her bent row position, one knee is gonna go on the bench, her hand is gonna go on the bench as well, so she has this nice flat position, nice and strong, natural arch in her back, and she's gonna grab that dumbbell, get settled in, she's gonna let the shoulder not relax, but she's gonna let it kind of come down, so that when she pulls, she's gonna pull back and then pull back towards her hip / low rib, and then she's gonna come back down. We're just gonna get you to do a nice smooth set of 7, Linda, as you just take it through nice and steady. Good, nice and smooth, nice set of 7. She's got a really good control here. She's not moving super slow, but she's moving at a pace that she can build strength and she can control that dumbbell as she moves through that full range of motion. Okay, so keep that in mind. You don't necessarily have to use a dumbbell either. You can use any type of household item you have that's going to give you enough weight that you can kind of play around with. All right. There's a lot of little dogs out there with a little harness. You can strap the dog in there and just kind of pull your little dog in that little bent row if they can handle it. All right. Linda's going to pop around and do the other side for us for another set of 7. All right, at her own pace. All right, so again, she's working through this kind of movement at her own steady state pace. So you can see the motion, you can see that body position, and now you see from the other side as she pulls that elbow nice and back as she finds that low rib and she hits that position. All right, so we should be feeling, you'll feel this throughout your midsection, your core, you'll feel this in your upper shoulder, but we definitely don't want to feel too much in the bicep. If we feel too much in the bicep, all right, we're probably pulling just with the arm opposed to the entire flow with the shoulder and the upper body, okay? So as she goes through that, she's going to finish up those last 7, all right, and then we're going to move into our shoulder press for a couple reps, and then move right into the push press as well, all right? So Linda's going to come back up, she's going to stand tall, all right, and we're going to get you guys ready to go for your shoulder press. So she's going to give that dumbbell a little clean, she's going to face this direction so you guys can see the dumbbell, and for now, we're just going to do 5 smooth reps of the shoulder press. Good, nice and smooth. She's getting that good overhead position, that full lockout. All right, and again, she's not moving super quick, but she's not moving super slow either with good control. When she's done her 5, she's going to move into her push press, and she's going to get a little dip, keeping the feet nice and flat, and then use that little bit of momentum through the hip to fire the dumbbell up. We'll do 5 more reps. Good, nice and steady, nice and smooth as she gets that vertical dip, vertical drive to get that dumbbell moving through. Good. And we can rest that dumbbell on the shoulder for some support as we get that dip. All right, we drive through to get that dumbbell moving for us. All right. From there, she's going to switch sides for you, and she'll turn the face this way so you can see. All right, and she's going to do 5 more shoulder press on this side, and then 5 more push press. And then we're going to give her a little break, and then we're going to move into some tempo work. All right, we're not going to do as many reps for the tempo because we're not going to give her the full resting period, but we are going to get you guys to see that tempo that she's going to rock. Okay, so she's moving into her push press. Good. Nicely done. And I should also say, some of you, if you have 2 dumbbells at home, if you don't want to do the single arm, you can also do double, all right, with the push press or the shoulder press. I'm down with that. But the single arm work is always good because it's a little bit more challenging to work through depending on your balance, all right? So sometimes that second arm can give you that extra help, all right? So we're going to give Linda a moment to rest. We're going to get rid of this dumbbell for her so she can move into the kettlebell. We're going to play around with that for now. So we're still going to give her some rest, some breathing time, because her body does need it, and we need it as well. If you're at home doing this work set, we want to make sure that you are getting the rest you need, because this is not a Metcon, this is strength work, and your body needs to recover in order to get a really good set in the next round, especially for 5 rounds. So if you're looking at this going, 120 seconds at 2 minutes, woo, it's not enough time, my arms are dying. You can take a little bit more time. All right, you can take a little bit more time for yourself. Just make sure you're recovered and you're ready to go. All right? How are you feeling? You ready to go?
I think I'm ready to go.
All right, so Linda's going to get set up for the bent row again. We're just going to do 3 per side, all right, for this one. But what she's going to do is she's going to work with a tempo, all right, of 3 seconds up, hold for a second at end range, and then 3 seconds back down. So she's going to work on that nice, smooth tempo. The movement's the same. She's just going to move 3, 2, 1, hold for a beat, and then 3, 2, 1, down. And then she's going to continue, again, working that tempo. If you're looking at that going, whoo, that's going to burn. Like, it is going to burn, and that's okay. All right, that's fine. The biggest thing we want to make sure that we're keeping in mind is that if 3 seconds is too short, all right, then let's play around with, I don't know, 5 seconds, 1 second, 3 second. Pop. The tempo is up to you. All right, so that's up to you in terms of your call, or you can play around. But I would suggest starting with a 3, 1, 3. It's a nice place to start. Okay. So we'll get you on the other side. That's good. All right, we'll do that same thing again. You'll have a chance to see it from the other side. She's going to work a couple reps. We'll get 3, we'll say, with that nice, smooth tempo, nice and steady. And then we're going to lower down with that 3-second tempo down. So super good position here she has. She's working on bracing through her midsection as she does her pull. And she's moving really, really well with that tempo. All right? So we want to make sure that that's our primary focus. If we are working tempo, sticking to the tempo, okay, and have fun with it. So this next set we're going to move into is our push press. So with the push press, it's a little, our shoulder press. We'll get into both again, but we'll start with the shoulder press. So with the kettlebell, if you have the kettlebell, it's a little different kind of clean. She can clean it up to her shoulder. She'll get ready to go. And then from here again, it's going to be a 3-second press, hold for a beat, and then 3-second lower down. Good. And then again, 3-second press, hold for a beat, 3 seconds down. We'll do one more, and then we'll move into our push press. So the movement's the same, the overhead position is the same, and that finish position is the same. So we want to make sure we're keeping it strong. Push press, if you want to work the tempo, she's going to work on her normal dip and drive, so she's going to get the dumbbell up. She's going to hold for a beat, and then take 3 seconds to come down in that eccentric phase, or that negative phase of the movement. And we'll do 3 of those. So she holds for a second, shows control, and then she comes back down nice and smooth. Good, and boom, good. And then comes down nice and slow, excellent. And then we'll turn around, and we'll do the shoulder press on the other side again. So we have 3-second tempo, 1-second pause. We're just gonna do a nice 3-rep set for this one, just to give Linda a little chance to recover after that first round of that work set. Again, with this work set, please listen to your body, all right? Focus on these key things. Breathe, brace, make sure you're staying tight, and you're working the full range of motion, all right? Hold for a beat at the top, and then 3 seconds down. Beautiful. And push press, nice. Good, 3 seconds down. One more time, and push press. Good, and 3 seconds down. Nice work, Linda. Awesome job. All right, from here, we're going to ditch the bench because the bench is done. All right, and then we're going to move into our core burner for you guys. So that was 2 rounds of this work set. We have 5 rounds on the board. All right, so if you're looking at that going, I'm not quite ready for 5 rounds. I'm good with 3 to 5. All right, 3 to 5 rounds is perfect. Do what you need to do and rest for the time frame you need to rest for. It does take a fair amount of time. It is a little bit longer because of the rest period in the 5 rounds. But again, if you're working through those 5 rounds, you're like, I'm going for it, I'm gonna do it, all right? Pause the video now so that you can take your time, work through those things, turn the tunes up, get a little grunty going, and then whenever you're done your strength set, have some water, come back, and we're gonna work through that 5-rounder for our hollow-ups. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna move on to our hollow-ups. So Linda's gonna lay on her back, head in the middle here, so she's to the side so you can see, okay? From this position, she's going to hold her hands up overhead. We're going to show a couple variations you can play with. She's going to press her low back down into the floor, lifting her hands and feet, and there's no space between her low back and the floor. Then she's going to come back down. So we're going to do 3 like that, just steady. So up and then down. So the hollow up, we don't hold for too long. We come up and down. Just a quick little pulse, up and down. So now what she's going to do, if you're not quite there yet with the full hands, but you can do 2, we'll bring the hands down to the side, and she's going to do the same thing. She's going to press down, squeeze, and come back down. And squeeze, and then down. One more time, squeeze, and down. All right, and then we'll take the arms back up, and now we're going to go into our other option, which is a single leg. So you're just going to alternate with your forward. So she's going to press down, lift, and then switch. And then press down, lift, and switch. And she's going to do 2 more, pop, and down, and pop, and down. Good. You can also bend the knee, so the one foot is flat if you need some more assistance in that pressure down, and then down, especially if you need it for the hollow hold, which we'll move into. So the hollow hold is the same position, except she is going to press down and hold. You're going to hold that for 10 seconds. Not right now, but then she can relax. And then the same rules apply. She can extend the leg out, she can press down and hold, and she can rock that movement. All right, so any of those options for the hold and relax, she can do those as well. Okay? Now the tuck hollow, this is a lovely burner. She is going to squeeze her shoulders and her knees together. She's going to keep this, and then she's going to extend, trying to touch my hand with her foot, and then she's going to bring her heels back, maintaining that. We'll do 2 more. We'll extend and come back, and extend and come back, and then the hold is just here. It's in this nice little tuck, and she's going to squeeze her shoulders, squeeze her knees, squeeze her shoulders and knees, and then she's going to relax and chill. Woo! It burns. So for some of you, if you're looking at this going, what? I'm going to come in front of Linda here for a second. I'll trade her spots. So if they're looking at that going, I don't know if I can get that lay down, there's a nice seated variation here for you guys you can play with, where you sit in a nice tall position, hands can be back, and we're just going to pull the knee in, and then we're going to extend it straight. And then we're going to pull the knee in and extend it straight. You can do that for 20 seconds, just accumulating whatever reps you can. And then the hold, we'll just squeeze in for 10 or 5, and then switch for 5. Okay? What we're after is that compression here at the hip and that nice tight position through the ribs. So I'm good with either one. You're going to get a good burn in there, and it's going to get nice and warm. Okay? So now what we're going to do, I'm going to walk Linda and you guys through this on the timer. If you need to rest in the 20 seconds, please don't hesitate, because it is going to get burning. We're going to do the whole thing. We're going to give Linda very little rest in between rounds, just so we can keep this video relatively steady for you guys. But remember, anywhere from 30 seconds to 90 seconds between rounds. Okay? So Linda's going to get herself ready on the floor. I am going to get the clock ready and put a little bit of music on, so I'm going to disappear for a second. I'm going to give her some tunes to get her moving. A little bit of good stuff here today. And I'm going to get the clock going. So we're just going to do an upward counting timer for today. You guys, if you'd like to, you guys can set it up on a 2010 Tabata timer, which is super helpful, because then it'll just yell. Actually, no, let's just do a Tabata timer. It'll make life easier for us. All right? So we're going to set up the clock up here as a 2010er, just so we can just kind of have some fun with it, and go from there. 0. All right. All right, ready, Linda? I'm ready. All right, here we go. Hollow ups, nice and dynamic. 10 seconds, you guys. Here it is. We're going in 5. In 3, 2, and go. Nice and steady in those hollow ups. She's working on pressing that low back down, squeezing, and then releasing, and squeezing and releasing. Squeeze, release. She's doing fantastic, keeping it steady, nice and steady. And when she hears that beat, she's going to pull and hold into that hollow position. And hold. We have 10 seconds in this hold right here. She's working on breathing under tension. She's squeezing her toes. She's focusing on pressing down. And now she's going to squeeze her knees in and work through her extension. It's going to do that for 20 seconds. For these, it's nice to move smooth. I'm not looking for crazy amounts of reps that are like super fast. All right, she's moving at a really nice pace. She's squeezing and then coming back down. And now she's going to hold. But the whole while, we're working on that compression strength and that tension. She gets a little bit of a break after this one, so she's going to burn it, and rest. Good. So Linda's just going to lay there for a moment, chill out for a second, and then from there, we're going to restart. So that's been 10 seconds of a rest. All right? So we're going to give her a chance to chill. All right? Just a chance. About 30 seconds. We'll get her going again. All right? So she gets her 10 seconds. Now when she beeps again, she's going to move right into her hollows, and that was round 1. All right? Let's just make a nice big pink tick right here. Go 1. And hollow ups. Here we go. For those of you who are doing this at home, just try and keep it steady. If you need to rest, you're like, oh, it burns. It burns. That's okay. It's meant to. All right? But if you need to take a moment, it's okay to take a moment. Try and get what you can in that 20 seconds. She's got 5 seconds left. 5 seconds left. She's almost there. And hold. Good. Now she's going to squeeze and hold. She's still pressing down. I can walk over top of her abs right now and she'd be fine. And tuck And then work through that extension. So we're going to extend the legs, pull the heels to your glutes, extend, pull the heels to the glutes, extend to the glutes. Keep going, nice squeeze. Got 5 more seconds to go, Linda. You're almost there. Work on that good extension. Good. And hold. Work that tuck. Knees to shoulders, squeezing everything together. Toes are together. Arms are reaching the other direction. Good. And rest. Woo! Give your bellies a little bit of a rub there, you guys. Show it some love. If you want to take some big breaths, just relaxing in this position. All right, you guys are doing super well with this. All right, I have faith in you all. If you are screaming and breathing, go, ah, it burns. I feel ya. All right, Linda's doing it on the inside right now. I can feel it. She's got 10 more seconds to go, and we're going to do it, and then we're going to give her a minute rest in that third round, just to give her an extra little bit of rest in here. And hollow-ups. Here we go. Nice and smooth, nice and steady. Good. I forgot to make your tally, so we'll make that tally for round 2. That's excellent. All right, she's moving through this nice, smooth hollow position. She's working through her tucks, her hollow, and that pressure in the midsection. And she's going to hold, and she's still breathing here, so she's still working on her breath. It's not quite a nice full breath, but it's under tension. And then squeeze, and she's going to work on her extension. So as she's working this, some key things to keep in mind. She's doing a really good job of keeping her shoulders and her knees close. As you extend, if you have tighter hamstrings, those legs might come away a little bit, and that's okay. It's just going to take some time to open up those hamstrings. So let's keep that in mind, and tuck and hold. She got 10 seconds. She's doing super good, maintaining the contraction here. Super nice position. And relax. Good. We're going to give you a full minute on this one to give that belly a nice little rest. That is round 3. She has 2 more to go. All right, 2 more to go. So we're going to let that clock beep a few times. Again, too, for you guys at home, if you're rocking this right now and it's burning, there's nothing wrong with standing up in between your rest, moving around, twisting around, a few hula hips, all that good stuff. So don't worry about this beat. We're going to give you 1 more series of beeps to give you a chance. And then the next 2 are going to be those 30 seconds. All right? So we got a solid 25 seconds of rest for Linda. She's just going to sit up tall, just breathe for a while. Let things settle, right? That burning sensation on the inside is totally normal. It's going to be a little hot, all right? 10 seconds. Let's lay her back down so she's ready to go. All right, we're going to work through that hollow up first. She's got 2 rounds. All right, you guys are almost there. And hollow ups, nice and steady. She's keeping a good, steady pace. Like I said, I'm not overly concerned today, you guys, with how many reps you get. I'm concerned about the good position through the low back, and that little lift and lower, so that hard squeeze and the lower. So the speed is not super important for me, okay? And hold. Good. And remember, you guys, if you're doing this in these holds in the hollow and you have to change into your tuck with extension, if you're holding and doing your hollows and you're normally going like the first 3 rounds, you're like double leg, but things start to kind of fatigue. It's okay if the leg comes down, you start doing single leg hollow ups or holds. All right, you got to modify as you need to throughout this work set. Okay? All right, she's going to hold that squeeze, and then she gets a little bit of a rest. Again, she's squeezing shoulders to knees, keeping things super solid. She's doing great. She's still breathing, and she's resting. Good. She's got 1 more round to go. All right, 1 more. Make that tally for you to make sure that I am paying attention to your rounds. All right. She got 1 more round to go. 18 seconds. The burn is real. It's very real. All right. Keep it going. 10 seconds. Here we go. Last round. Here we go. All right. Last round coming up, you guys. If you've been using this timer, awesome. Sweat it out with Linda and have some fun with it. And hollow up. So remember, if we do have to adjust our hollows into single legs, even front lever positions with the hands to the side, that's fine too. Okay? So keep on going, Linda. You're almost there. 8 seconds, you guys. 8 seconds. Last round of these hollow-ups. The hollow-ups are probably the nicer part of the work set. And hold. Here we go. Nice hard squeeze. Good solid position. Nice hardy squeeze. And then squeeze it into your tuck tuck hollow, and then extend those legs. Good, nice and steady. Good. Hold that beat at the end if you'd like to really work on those hamstrings. Excellent. Good job, guys. Good job. 3, 2, 1, and hold. Last 10 seconds, you guys. Last 10 seconds. Squeeze. Super hard contraction. Breathe. 3, 2, and rest. And you're done. Nice work, everyone. Fantastic effort on the core work set. All right, we're going to give Linda that 30 seconds that she deserves in terms of rest, and we're going to get you guys set up to do a couple rounds of this little cool down. We're going to walk through one together, and Linda's going to do some more on her own afterwards. All right. So what we're going to move into is a single leg bridge, crab extension, and a baby Cobra. So we'll still do it sideways so you can see. All right, you guys. And turn off the beeping timer. We're going to go from there. So what we got, Linda, we're going to lay her on the floor. She's going to work on her single leg bridge, which is an unloaded movement, so her heels are just outside her fingers. She can use her hands to press down. Her leg can be straight up, it can be on a slight angle, and it can even be bent at the knee, depending on what you need, all right? I think Linda likes it straight up for that, so she's going to go through a few nice smooth bridges on the one side. We'll just stick to 5, just like it has on the board. She's not trying to come up so high that she rotates. She's just coming up as high as she can maintain a square level hip. All right, so if you can't get all the way up, that's okay. Just go to where you can, all right, and work through that movement set as you need to. Nice and slow, working on balance. She's also not coming up on her head or neck. She's letting her shoulders maintain the load. Okay, so that's what she's trying to keep in mind. Okay, so she's going to do her last one. She's going to move into a couple bridges. So we have 10 to 20. Let's just do 5 for now. All right, and she's going to use a dumbbell on her hips. You don't have to use the dumbbell, but if you'd like to, you can. And we're same thing, except we have both legs, all right, doing the press, and we're really squeezing through the glutes for this one. Okay, pressing the flat foot down, squeezing through the glutes, rising, coming back down, and again, not coming up on her neck, all right, and her head. Her shoulders are maintaining the weight of her body, okay, and the weight of the dumbbell, which she's holding with her hands. Please don't forget to hold the dumbbell while you are doing these bridges, or else it will not end very well, all right? Get a couple more, and then we'll move into our crab extension. Excuse me. Haven't had a chance to have a sip of coffee yet. In between this, lots of talking, but that's okay. So we'll sit up, hands will be to the back. We can put our fingers to the straight back, to the side, or straight towards our toes. I find for most people, to the side is probably the most neutral position for some. So what we're gonna do is wherever Linda wants to go with her hand, she's gonna take it down, and she's gonna lift her pelvis up and then lower down. All right, so she's just gonna come nice and up and down. We're gonna get 5 good reps here for everyone just to see these reps. We're going for between 5 to 10 on the board. And what she's going to do is open up, and you'll find that it's either going to be your hips or your shoulders that are going to deny you getting all the way up. And again, like the bridge, just come up to where you can maintain a good position so that you are in a nice open for you and you're not overly taxing your nerves. Okay? So now, baby Cobra, we know it, we love it. She's going to lay on her stomach. Her elbows are going to be on the floor. Her forearms will be flat. What she's going to do is she's going to squeeze her toes together and press them down. She's going to keep her eyes down, and she's going to pull her shoulders back, and she's going to inhale, lifting and reaching, and then she's going to exhale back down. So her head is trying to reach as far over that way as she can as she inhales, and that's going to help lift and down. The biggest thing, like our arch up and our back extensions, we want to think about lengthening the spine, okay? Think inhale, lengthen, exhale, down. Inhale, lengthen, and down. Okay, we'll do a couple more reps of that, just a nice movement with the breath. And as Linda finishes up those last couple reps, she's going to go back onto her back and then start her next round of her cool down / kind of accessory set, if you like. At the end of this accessory set, the 2 to 3 rounds, if you'd like to add in a more formalized cool down, a little bit of my guest. But thank you again, you guys. Fantastic work today. We're gonna let Linda finish off her bridges and her whatnot. But you guys have a fantastic day. I hope everything's going well. I am super, super fired up with all the comments and kind of everyone posting video and pictures of what they're doing for their work sets. I've had some requests for some playlists. I'll throw some of those out there every now and then. But again, you guys are awesome in terms of sharing your stories, your experiences. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. We're around